guys, what's going on? It is the day. It is May 1st. My bags are packed, the car is ready. I'm about to head out. I got my food packed. I got my headphones in. I got the meet day playlist going already. Woke up a little bit early today, just kind of, got my mind going. Wanted to make sure before I left that I was already pretty awake because this meet is different than the last meet. I'm actually gonna be lifting in the morning. Typically because I'm in the second flight, I lift in the afternoons, but today I'm actually gonna be lifting around 9 o'clock, so I gotta wake up and get my my brain, my body, and everything ready to go. And of course, some of this is gonna help. Real quick, physique check. Again, it's the day of the meet. We'll see how we're looking. We stopped eating around 6 p.m. yesterday, so I have not had much of anything. If I were to guess right now, this is obviously the most shredded I have probably almost ever been. I'm probably at like 157, 156 right now. Maybe 158, I'm not sure, but I just feel very lean. Obviously, I'm going at about 12, 13 hours fasted, so, there's not much there. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys some clips from the meet today. I'm gonna bring my camera. I'm gonna have my man Kenny help me out. And guys, right now I'm just feeling excited, a little bit nervous, a little bit anxious, but again, once I get to the facility and get to check out the gym and meet some people, all of that will go away once we get checked in. Gotta get my food together, my bags are packed. We're gonna head out, get after it, have ourselves a good day. I'll see you guys very soon. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, in this video, we're gonna be recapping the last meet that I just participated in on May 1st. Going into this meet, guys, I weighed around 164, 165. I think about a week and a half out. I think it was 11 or 12 days out, I was 164, 165. My plan was, as my training progressed, so in the very beginning, I did about a 10-week prep, so the first 5 weeks, I was trying to eat as much as possible, bulk up, and as the lifting volume was higher, I was trying to keep my food intake, my calorie intake higher. Then as the volume would taper off, so would my food, therefore I dropped my calories down. So going into the meet, the last week and a half, I dropped my calories down about 400 to 500 calories, and then a couple days closer, when I was about 2 to 3 days out, I dropped down another 150 to 200 depending on the day, but it was usually around another 200. So overall, I was probably in a 600 to 700 calorie deficit. And on top of that, the last 2 days I also fasted. So going into this meet, I was thinking, I'm gonna try and drop down to 155, 156, something like that. If I can hit 155, that would be great. So, as you see in this clip, meet day came around, we weighed in, and I weighed in at... All right, guys, so we are at the gym. We're at the facility that we're competing at. We just did our weigh-in. I just weighed in at 153. So I dropped technically 12 pounds in the last week and a half, which is really solid. So that's a really good weigh-in for me. And actually what ended up happening is we weren't being scored based off of a weight class. We were being scored based off of our actual weight. So that 153 pounds is what allowed me to actually place in this meet, because it was my total of my top 3 lifts divided by my actual body weight and not by my weight class. So that worked out really well for me. And so we're gonna get right into it, guys. I'm gonna start off with the squat. I'm gonna show you guys clips from every single lift. So the squat is obviously, whenever you do a powerlifting meet, the squat is the first lift. The first lift should be a 6 or 7 RPE. It should be something that you can smoke. It should be something that gives you confidence after you're done. It's not something that should leave you feeling like, oh man, I might not be able to get that second attempt, right? So I started off my first squat at 347 pounds, which is 157.5 kilograms. As you'll see in this clip, it went really well. It felt smooth, it felt easy, it felt fast. And so then from there, we jumped up to 363 pounds, which is actually the weight that I failed at my last meet. And as you'll see in this clip, it also went really well. So then I was backstage with Kenny, behind the curtain, sitting down. We were looking at, either 369 pounds, which is 167.5 kilograms, or 374 pounds, which is 170 kilograms. Now, this being Kenny's last meet with me and with Stacy, me and Kenny kind of had this more aggressive attitude this time around. We wanted to send it. We wanted to, not leave anything out there on the table, because we felt like the last 2 meets, we left a lot out there. There was still a lot more meat on the bone, per se. We felt like we could have lifted, maybe 2.5 to 5 kilograms more on each lift. So instead of going for 167.5 kilograms, which would have been 369 pounds, which would have been a PR, that's 6 pounds heavier, I went for 170 kilograms, which is 374 pounds. So that's technically 11-pound PR. And as you see in this clip, it wasn't the smoothest rep ever, but it was overall moved really well. And I had a little bit of a hiccup here, kind of at that midpoint at the bottom. There's a little bit of a stall, but then I pushed right through it and we locked it out. So squats ended up going really well. All right, so now we're gonna get into the bench. Now, this was the one I was the most disappointed about, and the one that I'm still not 100% sure on what happened. So as you'll see in this first clip, my first attempt for a bench press was 253 pounds, which is 115 kilograms. Now that went very smooth. I mean, it should, you know what I mean? That's 255 is something that I could probably rep for 3 or 4, depending on the day. And so that rep went really well. And with the bench press, this is the one actually throughout this prep that I was the most confident in and I felt the best about. I felt that I had the most to gain as far as a PR is concerned at this meet with the bench press. So you saw that first attempt, I did 253 pounds again, 115 kilograms. It went great, it felt great. And then I jumped up to 270 pounds, which is 122.5 kilograms. Now with this attempt, I'm not sure what happened. But in the briefing, in the meeting, before we all lift, you know, the USAPL, the commissioner, the guy that's running the meet, he has everybody come in a room, sit down, and he goes over all of the cues, all of the rules, and just everything that you need to know. So for the bench press, there was only 3 commands, or so I thought. There were supposed to be only 3 commands. He said that 4 or 5 times, 3 commands. You take it off, right? He tells you when to go down, and you have to be steady. Your elbows have to be locked out before you can go down. He tells you when to go down, when to press, and then when to rack. So those are the 3 commands. Keep that in mind as I'm talking about this. So 270 came around, I took it off the rack. Now I felt a little shaky, but that's just because at this point, you know, I did 3 squats. I'm a little tired, and you know, obviously when you're holding 270 pounds above your chest, above your neck, like, and you're locking it out for a certain amount of time, your elbows and your shoulders can start to get shaky. That's pretty normal. Almost every lifter at some point, whether it was their second or third attempt, had that shake going on. But I was able to, you know, to what I thought, lock it out pretty well. And I went down with it, I pressed it up, it moves fairly smooth, and then I racked it. I got 3 red lights. Why, you may ask? I still don't know. So I went up to the side judge afterwards and I said, you know, why did I get 3 reds? And she said, not only did your heels come up, I don't really see it, maybe there's a little bit of heel movement there, but I didn't see my heels come up. And then she said, he also told you to re-rack the bar before going down with it. So to just take the bar off, I locked it out, and then he wanted me to put it back. For what reason, I don't know, I never found out. She never gave me more, you know, information. And he said in the beginning of the briefings that don't even come up to me and ask afterwards, because there's gonna be so many lifters between what just happened and, you know, the session ending and you being able to talk to me that I'm not gonna remember. So I just kind of chalked it up as an L. I was really disappointed. You know, I felt defeated at that time. And then I was again backstage with Kenny and I said, dude, like, I gotta prove to them that I can do it. Like, I don't wanna jump up to 281, which is my original plan. I was gonna jump up to 127.5 kilograms, which would have been 281. That would have been a PR. And in the meet before this, I actually bench pressed 274. So 270 is not even a PR. I did 274 almost no problem at the last meet. So 270 wasn't even like this crazy heavy weight, you know, where I couldn't control it or whatever. It just so happens that I got three red lights because he decided that I should have re-racked it and I shouldn't have tried it. So long story short, you guys will see the third attempt. I did 270 again. It went really well. At that point, I was just really disappointed. So I just, you know, I walked out there pretty fired up and I just wanted to prove to them that I could do it. So I did it. And that was not the number we were looking for, because obviously that third attempt, you add the 3, you know, your top lifts of each one, which should be your, in theory, your third attempt. Divide that by your body weight and you get your score. So I was thinking in my head, 270, like, I know I could have done a lot more than that. I did 274 at the last meet. But anyway, you know, that's water under the bridge. We're gonna leave that be. And now we're gonna move on to the deadlift. So at this point in the meet, guys, when you get to your deadlifts, you know, this is when you're the most, I'd say, tired, the most depleted, but also when you're the most fired up, because that deadlift, we all know that deadlift is that universal exercise, that universal, you know, movement that everybody just wants to just lift as heavy as they can and just absolutely crush it. So when it comes to competitions and meets, when it's time to deadlift, like, you can just feel it in the air. The energy is just like, people are just ready to go. It's intense. You know all the lifters are gassed, but at this point, you know, they're eating a bunch, they're trying to drink the Gatorade, get their sugars in there, whatever, and just get ready to lift one last time, 3 more lifts, as heavy as they possibly can, and it's super intense. So my first deadlift attempt was 391 pounds, or 177.5 kilograms. To give you guys some context, at the last meet, I deadlifted, I think my deadlift PR at the last meet was 418. So 391 to 418, there's a big gap there, but again, that first lift we were looking at as more of a warm-up, as more of that encouraging lift to just get you that motivation to just make you feel comfortable for that next or second attempt. So that first one should not be tough. So smoked 391, felt great. Going to that second attempt, we jumped to 413 pounds. So we did 187.5 kilograms. Now 413 also moved super well. I sat back down backstage with Kenny and I was like, dude, like, I'm very frustrated with the way that the bench went. This is our last meet together. Should I send it essentially? Should I go beast mode per se, and instead of going for 424, which again would have been a 6-pound PR, should I go for 429, which was an 11-pound PR? So again, guys, when it comes to powerlifting, you don't usually hit 11-pound PRs, especially if this isn't your first meet. Like, this was actually my third meet. So you would think I've been doing this for years, that an 11-pound PR would be pretty aggressive and not really advised. But me and Kenny, again, it was our last meet together, so we said, let's do it, let's strap up, let's just step up there and see what we can do. So I went for 429, and as you'll see in this clip right here,
up, Joe. Got it, go! Woo!
we got it. It didn't move as fast as humanly possible, but I felt at the time that it moved just as well as 418 did, if not better, at my last meet. So I was very happy with that, and I think that made up for that third bench attempt, and that's why I was able to place in this meet, because I think in my division in the open, there's 11 other guys, or 10 other guys, so 11 total. So I was able to get third place, which I did not expect to place whatsoever, honestly. I did my last deadlift, I dropped the bar, then I ran out because we had a client event here at the gym I had to get back for. So I wasn't thinking in my head, especially after that bench, I wasn't thinking in my head, I'm gonna place, so I did so well. But with that harsh weight cut, getting down to 153, I was able to get third place at this meet. And when I tell you that I was surprised, Kenny and Stacy called me, and they're like, hey, you got your medal, you placed third, congrats. And I was just like, I was super shocked. But yeah, so overall, it was a great meet, guys. To be honest, we had so much fun, and that's the old cliche, it's all about having fun, but really, it truly is about having fun. It's truly just about getting up there, testing yourself, seeing if all that work that you've put in from A to B, paid off, if it made you stronger. And for all three of us, it did. All of us did really well. I'm the only one out of the three of us that missed the lift, which was that second bench press. Stacy and Kenny went 9 for 9, so I was super proud and pumped for them. Being not just a lifter, but also a coach, I coached them and I lift at the same time. That feeling from that meet will be something I remember for a long time, because again, it was super fun. We had so much fun, and they did super well, and I was able to PR in 2 of my 3 lifts. So overall, great day. Hope you guys enjoyed this recap. And guys, the goal is to do another meet. I'm not gonna give it away yet, but it's within the next 3 months. My next plan, my next endeavor is to drop down to a different weight class, which I'll fill you guys in next time in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you very soon. Stay strong, keep lifting, level up. Bye.